It was up, everybody? It's Joey G coming at you Friday night SmackDown on in about 35 minutes. A little football in hand. Still Super Bowl pick, even though the Bengals lose last night. I mean, nobody can return my phone. My phone don't work, but you know what I mean? I only can text. My cousin Mikey Noor just texted me. I got to get a new SIM card. But nobody, I text my boy today, who won, the Bengals or Browns? I mean, I'll call somebody after this from my house phone upstairs. I don't really like going upstairs to my grandma's. But today's title is just, focus on tonight's SmackDown. The Usos go against the Dust Brothers, as I like to call them. The Dust Brothers. The Embalming Fluid Brothers. The Dead Brothers. Actually, Stardust is the man. Cody's found this gimmick, finally. You know what I mean? Because that gimmick is just great. I mean, Cody Rhodes wasn't a bad character. That mustache was alright. I mean, it was like a caterpillar under his nose. And the plastic face and the bag thing, that was alright. When he was bagging Ted DiBiase Jr., that was cool. You know what I mean? He got over as Cody Rhodes. I mean, he had a WrestleMania match against the Big Show, which he won. Yeah, he won because the Big Show crushed the... Did he? Or was that Extreme? I don't remember. No, Cody won. Yeah, Cody beat him. It might have even been for the It was WrestleMania 28. Yeah, because that's when Cody was making fun of the Big Show, saying he never had a WrestleMania moment. Yeah, it was the Rock Cena won. Yeah, when Triple H fought the Undertaker, end of an era, and CM Punk fought Jericho. It was at WrestleMania 28 in Sun Life Stadium, Miami, Florida, right outside of Miami, and that was that night, Cody Rhodes fought Big Show. But Stardust Cody finally, and he was alright as Cody Rhodes. You could always bring him back to, Cody Rhodes. You always could put the Legacy reunion. There will be a Legacy reunion. With Ted DiBiase's not in the company anymore, so. But I wouldn't, in 2 years, even a year, to see, Stardust go back to Cody. He's going to stay Stardust for a while. I can see Stardust and maybe Goldust going back as Dustin Rhodes or Dustin Reynolds. No, I'll go back to Dustin Rhodes, not Dustin Reynolds. Dusty Rhodes' real name is Virgil Reynolds. That's his real name, Virgil. Like Virgil, remember the $1 Million Man's lackey? No, I don't know how. He was I could take him. He might have been big to me, but next to Ted DiBiase, next to Andre, he was like a midget. How could that be your bodyguard? Some stupid shit Vince would do. But you know what I mean? I don't know why. Maybe because he was black, he looked tough. I don't know. Who knows what goes through Vince's head? You know what I mean? Grapefruits and fucking jackhammers. You know what I mean? But like I said, SmackDown's got to be I look forward to SmackDown tonight, but it's not a show where I'm damn, it's like Raw. I'm gonna get real hyped for it. My clock's 5 minutes fast. It says 7:32, so really it's almost 7:30. What Raw's gonna be on. You know what I mean? Raw's gonna be on. I gotta see Raw. You know what I mean? It's not like that. I gotta see it. But even during Raw, I'll be watching things on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But tomorrow, I just want to say I'm having an interview. And shout outs to the Click. Mikey Noor, Stacy, Charlie, Buddha Guns, H Diesel, Veronica, everybody in the Click. What's up? Manny, Tanya, everybody, the Click for Life, April Plant. Christy, what's up? I just want to say to the Click for Life. And a lot of things going on right now. And, Don Tony, Kevin Castle, say after you, I want to get on your show whenever I can. You know what I mean? I like some of this, the stuff I was listening to something you guys were talking about last night. And, who's a bigger mark for themselves, Jeff Jarrett or Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan's always going to think he's irrelevant. He's not able to finally put it down. You see, Kevin Nash, he's cool with who he is. Scott Hall, he's cool with who he is. The Kid, Pac, Six-Pac, whatever you want to call him, he's cool with who he is. Shawn Michaels is cool. Triple H, he's in charge of the company. Triple H isn't that old. He's 42, 43. That's not old. Batista's 45. And Batista, oh yeah, this is what I want to talk about. Batista. Triple H promised him, you are getting something big, Dave. You deserve way better than what you got when you came back. And Dave was treated like shit at the Royal Rumble. He was treated like shit. he went out on a note, I saw an interview after I did the show yesterday. I saw an interview with Batista, and he said it felt like when I went out in 2010, when I was in the wheelchair, and Bret Hart said I got to face Randy Orton tonight, and he said I can't. He said I'll quit this show. Be nothing. He was. I mean, the fans hated him, but he was over. He was over as a heel. You know what I mean? And he's a good heel. And the only way you're going to be able to make Batista a face is straight up putting him up against Cena or the Authority, you know what I mean? Seth Rollins. I mean, because John Cena and Seth Rollins are the two most hated wrestlers in the WWE. I actually think Seth Rollins is probably hated more than Cena. Really. I mean, seriously. And Kane, too. I mean, he's the one from the big red retard to the big corporate retard. He did. You know? But a special guy is Bray Wyatt. That's a guy. The only way Bray Wyatt can fuck up is if Bray Wyatt self-destructs. Like if Bray Wyatt gets hooked on drugs or anything. And I was watching an interview with Scotty Steiner, and he said, man, he said straight up, you got to be a fucking idiot if you don't like The Rock, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, he said Stone Cold Steve Austin, he said, you got to be a fucking idiot if you don't like them guys. If you don't like The Rock, you don't like Brock Lesnar, you got to be an idiot. And Big Papa Pump said, I would love to fight Brock Lesnar. He's like in 2003 when he came back, if you remember. He wanted to fight The Rock. The Rock came back as Hollywood Rock. Remember, he was doing the Hollywood heel thing, and he fought Hogan at No Way Out. Then he fought Austin, and he finally got the win at WrestleMania 19. But Scotty Steiner wanted to feud with him after WrestleMania, but they brought Goldberg in, and Scotty Steiner was going on to say, you know, when the WCW wrestlers like him, Nash, Goldberg, when they came up, Vince treated them like shit. Well, really not Nash as much. But he said Scotty Steiner, you know what I mean, Goldberg, them two, you know, and the rest of the Buff Bagwell, a couple times that he was there, you know what I mean, Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, they, you know, kind of like went along with the business. Plus the Radicals came, you know, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko and all of them, Perry Saturn and Chris Benoit, they came when WCW was still in business. So it wasn't like, you know, they jumped ship. And Kevin Nash, he was Diesel, you know what I mean, he was there before the Monday Night Wars even started. So, you know what I mean? You know, even though, you know, really, when you think about Nash, I would consider him WCW. I don't consider him WWE. He was at WWE 3 years. In his prime, 3 years. What, 3.5 years? Yeah. He came in May of 93 and left in May of 96. Yeah, 3 years he was there. And before that, he was with WCW and Scott Hall. So, yeah, I think of Scott and Kev as WCW guys. I don't think of him as home WWE talent, of homegrown. Like Hulk Hogan, yeah, he had a good run in WCW, but Hulk Hogan will always, and he did run TNA for a second, but Hulk Hogan will always be remembered as a WWE guy. I mean, Hulkamania. Who can forget that? I can remember being a little kid, you know, carrying his lunchbox. You know? It's just the way it is. But promote my show tomorrow, a little Q&A, you know, tomorrow. Getting that job out in Los Angeles or Florida. So Joey G, come the new year after I see the Royal Rumble at the Wachovia Center, Joey G's going to be getting his career started. And I'll be honest with you, I want to work for the WWE or even TNA if they're still in business. Or may the force be with you. Gay-ass Jeff Jarrett. And I could get in trouble for saying that. Jeff, I'm sorry. I still would like to work for you because of Joey G's writing your storylines through the roof. Like I told my doctor today, I'm a creative genius. Creative genius. Ratings through the roof. Yes, I will toot my own horn. Because, yes, I am a creative genius. And I can make your company good. So, you know, that's what I mean. WWE's there. The only thing I got to prove to WWE is, like, 2014 has been the worst year of professional. They're comparing this year, 2014, to 1995. And like I said before, 1995 probably was the worst year in pro wrestling. WCW and WWE. ECW was the only thing that was keeping wrestling alive in 95. And I'm a wrestling fan, so I remember ECW in 95. That's where, like, Cactus Jack was. You know, he left WCW and went there. Later in 95, that year, like after the summer, Steve Austin was, I mean, he didn't really wrestle in the beginning because remember he was hurt, but he was cutting killer promos. You know what I mean? Cactus Jack, as I said before, a minute ago, was there. He was there with the Dungeon of Doom shirt just to make the fans mad, to get heat. You know what I mean? Al Snow was there. Sabu, Taz. Shane Douglas did Jet. He was in WWE in 95. He was Dean Douglas. I call him Dick Douglas because Troy, that's his real name, Troy Martin. special double middle finger to you. Try to get your attention. You're a dick, too. Tommy Dreamer, you might be a nice guy, but you didn't show me the time of day when I saw you at your House of Hardcore, and I paid money to come in and see your show. And I'm trying to tell you I can give you better ratings and let your shit go through the roof because your show sucked when I went to it. It sucked. You had a good main event with AJ Styles, one of the best wrestlers in the world, and AJ, you kind of gave me a cocky look, too, so fuck you. For real. And Steen, like I said, if I'm not good with heat, if I'm not good with the crowd, if I can't get a crowd going, then why did Kevin Steen stop his match in the middle with AJ Styles? Not with just some jabroni like Barry Horowitz or Iron Mike Sharp or, some nobody, or Darren Young or somebody like that. He was in there with AJ Styles. I had him somewhere, and I was doing the Cena thing. You can't see me. And I don't, like I said, I like Chain Gang Cena. I like Thugonomics. I don't like you can't see me. I just kept doing it just to get Steen mad. Because I had the point. Steen does steal. He says, kill Steen, kill. Rise above hate. The same colors. He stole Cena's colors. He stole everything. You know what I mean? He was like the anti-hero in Ring of Honor. He was like the Stone Cold of Ring of Honor. Matt Hardy was the best in Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? Taylor Black, a.k.a. Seth Rollins, was the best in Ring of Honor. Not you, Kevin Steen. Daniel Bryan, Austin Aries. You know what I mean? They were the best of Ring of Honor. Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels. Not you, Kevin Steen. You fat Pillsbury Doughboy, straight up. I'm still waiting for your fat ass to respond to me. And you still didn't. That was June the 7th. It's November, what's today? November 7th, 2014? It's November 7th. What was it? 5 months ago. You know what I mean? That I came at you. You stopped your match with AJ Styles and said, you. And I think he thought I was a plant, like a seed for the WWE, and I was telling people that I did work for the WWE. People work like Matt Stryker told me. He said, you want to get people to recognize you, get heat on you. And I did. I had that whole armory in Philadelphia doing me, and I was going like this. That's right. I got my Eli shirt on. Eli man. Hey, I live in Philly, and I love the Eagles, but Giants are my second team, and everybody knows that, even though they did get squashed on Monday night by the Colts. But Andrew Luck's the best quarterback in the league. But I had that whole armory, and they were booing me, and I was going like this. I was doing the Hogan thing. I was going like this, and I was going, you can't see me. And I was doing the John Cena thing. And it was just my character, Joey G, to get people to hate me. The heels are the best. Joey G, the heel. And that's what I am. I love the heels. I love the bad guys, but you'll get a lot more tomorrow. A whole lot more when you see the interview with me. I mean, it ain't going to be a Q&A. It's going to be a real interview, and it's going to be about it's not going to be a real long interview. It's going to be 7 to 8 minutes. And you'll know the real Joey G about the wrestling and the real Joey G. But this is Joey G's view tonight, and Joey G the genius, Joey G whatever you want to call it. But you'll see my interview tomorrow, live in effect. And happy Friday night. Click for life. NWO for life. Shout outs to everybody. Everybody be safe. And Joey G, creative genius. Paul Levesque, Dixie Carter, Kevin Kelly in Ring of Honor, New Japan. I heard Rey Mysterio's back with AAA. That's the Mexican thing. And now Del Rio's there. I'll go creative right for them. Anywhere you put Joey G, the ratings are going to go through the roof. Money in the bank. I'm telling you. Just like I said, Dean Ambrose was going to be the face of the WWE. Did Vince McMahon shake his hand live on TV? Yes, he did. That's like basically saying, and if you read Vince's lips, he said, take my company to the top. He said something like that. I don't know if they were the exact words, but he said something, take my company, meaning that you're going to be the next big star. So, remember, Joey G told you, like I said about Cena 10 years ago, and like I said about Austin when he first came in, when he was the ringmaster. I said he's going to be a big star. They're going to turn him into something different. Watch. Joey G, creative genius. I'm out. Peace.